Hello, how are you? It's my craft time, although if you've noticed, I've been lately not putting the title craft time. I've kind of dropped that for a while. Because I thought, maybe I'll get more traction if I actually have a real subject title, not a craft time. Yeah, okay. Alright. Doing the housekeeping. How's everyone? How you doing? How is your hot day? Was it hot where you are? It was pretty freaking warm here again. Yeah, I was later getting on because I was gonna say it's garbage night. No, it's recycle night. Trying to keep up with all the stuff to be done. There's always something to be done around here, and it's just endless. But I'm working towards it. Alright, I'm just getting myself arranged here. So, if you remember Creativity Now, we made this card based on one of the inspirations of Creativity Now. And then I made this cutie last night. I finished this one last night. I actually really, really like it. And I even did up a design on the inside with the other half of that piece of paper that was happening. I really love how it turned out. So then tonight, I've got a really rough drawing here. It looks like crap, I know. It is what it is. This was another scrapbook layout that I'm turning into a card. So, there's 3 designer series papers colors happening here. I am really thirsty tonight, my goodness. So we're going to at least work on part of it. I'm not sure how far we're going to get, though. So, back to the drawing board. Which paper do I use tonight? We got Perennial Lavender. If anybody's watching, please throw a comment. If I can catch it, even better. We got 1 sheet of Celebratory Sips. More is coming. We have Snow Days Scrapbooking, which I'm saving this for a special occasion. We have Winter Meadow, my only other Christmas Currents paper for now, but I think it's going. We have Mediterranean Blooms, which I might actually use tonight. We have Country Woods, which is not doing me. We have 2 Market. Oh, my eye's bugging me suddenly. Which is not doing me. Yeah, I'm having some limited options here. So what am I going to craft with? Or do I go throwback and grab some retired stuff? That is possible. I'm thinking for a sec. Let me think for a moment. The quest I'm trying to do is use current paper. So we have Regals, Brights. We have Everyday Skies, but I'm hanging on to this for a reason, so not yet. Boho Vibes, as I keep calling it. Is that what it's called this time? Yeah, Boho Vibes. I'm gonna hang on to that because we did that last night. We've got some miscellaneous sheets. We have Bright and Beautiful. Bright and Beautiful might be a contender. We've got some, I got some other miscellaneous sheets here. The miscellaneous sheets might actually do 2024 to 2026 in color and more Bright and Beautiful. Alright, I'm gonna go with the loose sheets. That might be fun. We might get something out of it. Or it'll be a hot mess. I like to see that phrase, hot mess. I don't know where I heard it from, but it stuck with me. Alright, we're gonna go with the miscellaneous pieces. Now the miscellaneous pieces are current paper. It was just, they're not full packs because our good friend Elaine donated them. So it's like, hey, I've been chipping away at them to check them out. Give me some creative ideas and that. So yeah, so my quest is tonight use some current. But I do look forward to using some retired paper. I love using retired paper because to me it's timeless. It doesn't matter that it's retired. It's still paper. Paper is still paper. Alright, I just gotta get all these put away. But yeah, I'm gonna need 3 sheets. I'm just looking at what we got going on here. Whew. I like that for some reason. Then we got the green. So we have, looks like 5 colors of this stuff. And then we got the other stuff. So it's a question of well, we only have 4 colors. God, my brain's fried. I'm seeing something here. I'm feeling these. I really, really am. Okay. But this one's already been cropped, so we use that one. So that was a good choice. Good start. Alright, so I gotta figure out the card. Now the card base is gonna be in a different color. So these colors, I don't actually know what they are. Let's see what we can have figured them out. I feel like there's a pop-up on my phone. Yeah, it was Pinterest. Pinterest. So I'm looking at this pattern. And I feel like the blue is really jumping out at me for some reason. But the pink is also too. Now the pink, I have a variation of that. And I'm going to go for it. Alright, let me reach for it. We're grabbing some cardstock. Some actual colored cardstock. Oh my. How often do I use color? Not that often. Yes, I have a lamp everywhere. It may not be the color, but we're going to go with it. Actually, that sheet will do. Alright, close this up. Now I need the paper trimmer. Oh, to get this cut to a size. So let me check the dimensions on this. That's 8.5 by 8. Okay, so 8.5 by 5.5. Put the other piece away. And I got super fishtaily fish look happening here. Now we're going to need a white for the front of the card. I need some white. White we have here somewhere. Double checking which camera is that. Okay, that's the camera. It should be. Hey, sometimes stuff happens. So I think this white will do. Actually, this white will do. It's scrap white, but we're going for it. It's good to use up some scraps. So we're just going to go 1/4 inch less on the whole thing. Which it already is. Oh, okay. Goes to show I pay attention very well. Alright, let's somewhat assemble, but not really. So, fold in half. Bone folder, where are you? We'll probably just get through part of the concept tonight, and I'll probably finish the rest off air, as I usually do. Because I don't... Yeah, this don't seem right. Okay, this card's a little smaller. Okay. I screwed it up somehow. Of course I screwed it up. Alright, so then let's make it a little smaller. Hey, Evelyn. How are you? I'm half crafty with some ideas in mind. I screwed up my card, but who cares? No one's going to know. It's going to be a slightly slimmer card than normal. So there we go. We've got this. Now, I've got these strips. Not yet. They're not strips yet, but I've got these 3 colors. So I got to figure out my sheets. Oh, I got to do some math here. Okay, so I know I'm not very well explaining here. So Evelyn's listening. Amanda's putting a new bathroom faucet on. Yay! That's okay. It's all good, Evelyn, but I appreciate you joining us. So I'm going to say 5 inches. So 5 inches divided by 3. What's that, people? Need a calculator. Alright. Because I don't do math very well at all. Calculator. 5 divided by 3. 1.66666. Yeah, okay. So say 1.5 inches. 1.5 times 3 is 4.5. That's perfect. So 1.5 inches. Let's do it. This might make sense eventually. So 1.5 right there. Put that away. I'll probably refine it some more, but we'll get there. Okay, 1.5 again. Because I'm totally freestyling with a design that I don't know how it's going to work out. 1.5 again. Okay, there we go. Now, from there, I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch off. Actually, before I do the 1/2 inch, I want to get my width figured out. So that's 3 3/4. So I'm going to say 3 1/4 for all this. I promise this is going to look good. I think so anyway. I know my really rough drawing doesn't do anything justice. But believe me, I got something good in mind here. Alright. So then let's cut 1/2 inch off of these buggers. There we go. And this should work. If not, we're going to have to refine it a little more. Okay, there we go. So let's kind of half assemble and see if this is just scrap weight, but that's okay. See if this is going to work. I think it's going to look really darn neat. This very light effect. Yeah. So we got a lot going on here. Okay, let me move this paper from the bottom of the way. Because this got wet last night and it's all mucked up. I need a flat surface to be able to figure this out. My pencil's wanting to roll around. And this is literally inspired from a scrapbook page, this design. Yes, that will work. It's a little tighty, but we'll make it work. Yeah, it'll work. Alright, I'm going to need a whole bunch of dimensionals. I have a few here. I've got more where that came from. I'm loving how this is all turning out. And the doodles miss Mommy. I miss Mommy too. So I think tonight we'll only do a partial project. That way just kind of get this done. This step. And then I'm thinking of coming back tomorrow and finishing this card. Gives me time to think about what I want to do to this. Because I have no idea. But I like where it's going. I like how this doing, you know, inspire projects and creativity now is helping me stretch my skills, because I normally would never even consider this type of layout. And oh, look at that dimensional. It just makes it freaking pop off the page. I'm loving it. And by the way, anyone who deals with frizzy hair, I would love advice on how to handle frizzy hair in high humidity when you don't have air conditioning. I would love some advice, because yeah, my hair just keeps frizzing. I washed it again because it just looked like a disaster. I would imagine it probably annoys the heck out of people who know me when they see how awful my hair looks. But yeah, I'm loving how this is turning out. And I'm just eyeballing it as I go. Nothing fancy. I hope it works. If not, oh well. Alright, another sheet to cut up here. And I'm excited for my new YouTube channel. It has nothing to do with this. It's something different. And just to kind of already tease it a bit is, it's something that it fits into not quite what I've always wanted to do, but it aligns into, it's something I never thought I would be doing, but it connects to a lifelong dream of mine. So I'm excited. Oh God, I'm loving this card, by the way. So I've yet to form the details. Give me time. If you're interested, say for example, I don't know, some people, I know we do it in our household. When we go to bed at night, we have YouTube on, just whatever's playing. And some of it is sci-fi, it's storytelling. Essentially, there's creative people out there who've made YouTube channels on fan fiction and stuff and writing and all. And it's just someone reading a story with pretty pictures here and there. So I'm looking at doing my own. And I really should, because I've always wanted to be a writer. Haven't really explored that desire. When I was a kid, I wrote a lot. I wrote a hell of a lot. Then, as adulthood comes in, responsibility, life, and whatever, we get away from the things that we love. And last few months, that passion is just in the back of my mind again. It's been coming up again. Because for me, writing was a coping mechanism for when I was younger, dealing with my own life problems, stresses, depression, problems. So, until about, 10 years ago, I got into arts and crafts, and here we are, as a new coping mechanism. But that writing part of me has always been kind of there. It's been quiet for the last year or few, it's been really quiet. Up until the last few months, and I know why, because I'm dealing with new stress in my life, so my old mechanism is coming back to help me, because I haven't been as focused in arts and crafts. So my mind knows I need coping, so return me back to what I love, and which is awesome. So with that in mind, I was talking with my spouse last night, and then yes, I will invite you. I already have the channel started. There's nothing on it except I started a channel. And we'll get there. And it's just because I mentioned last night about, stuff I'm trying to do in that. I don't want to get into too much specifics of our private conversation. But then he brought up that, because literally what came on was one of these channels of whatever fan fiction it is. And then he's like, do that. And I'm like, oh yeah. That is freaking great. I can so do that. So here's the start of a really neat looking card. So I'm just kind of questioning, I wonder if I should put this on with dimensionals. I think because it already has so much dimensionals there, I'm going to keep it flat anyway. So let's just adhesive it down. I got to use my other adhesive though. So realizing that this passion of mine is writing, I've always wanted to be a writer. I may get there, I may not get there, I don't know. But realizing there's different ways of being a writer. It doesn't have to be the classic publish a book kind of thing. Because I also feel, no offense to writers and readers out there, but books is starting to become a little bit of a dying art a little bit with certain people's. Even for me, I don't read as much as I used to. I listen to a lot of audiobooks actually. So knowing that in our society, especially the youngins, more and more are doing audio, YouTube, listening. I can still accomplish my dream, but in a different way. So that is where I'm super excited about. That I can maybe get to what I've always wanted to do. And yes, Evelyn, you will so be invited. So, but I gotta sit down, make some plans, figure out what I want to do with this channel. You know, what type of content, how often. It ain't gonna be as frequent as this, for example. There's no freaking way how. And whatever it is I decide, I gotta get writing. I gotta get back on, you know, whatever it is. I'm thinking of a couple different ideas. I'm thinking of just putting it out there. The story that I've been working on for the better part of, 15 years, kind of thing. And the story that I've been working on, just to talk about for a quick minute. I know this is not the channel for it, but just roll with me here because it's still a creative thing. My pencil wants to roll around. I've been working on it for a really long time, and there's multiple books in my mind. I actually have one of the books written somewhere. I think it was last year, might have been the year before, but I think it was last year. I finally finished writing a draft of something. And I haven't done that since I was in school, since I was a kid. So it was a huge accomplishment of me to be able to finally get something down. Now the problem is it's on probably 1,000 different places in the house right now. Between this computer, that computer, Evernote, tablet, Remarkable, notebooks, like it's everywhere. Because it's, like I said, it took me a better part of probably about 15 years to work on that story. Because I remember I was working at Touch Up, working on that story. I remember writing it when I was there. So, and I left that job. Well, they laid me off in 2011. So, yeah, about 15 years. Wow. Anyways, so there. Just to tease that out. So here's the start of the layout. It's super muted, but it looks really cool. So next up is, what do I do with this? I don't know. I'm just going to take a quick few minutes, look at my stamps, see what I can come up with that's going to go in here, and roll with it. So I have no idea. I've picked some really nice light paper. I love the look of it. I just got to figure out what's this going to turn into. I'm getting an idea. I'm so getting an idea. Alright. I need Lost Lagoon. I need Fresh Freesia. Although that's not the color. I might use Misty Moonlight, because I think that is the color. I'm going to say it is. And then I'm going to grab some Fresh Freesia. Fresh Freesia, where are you? Good question. Where's Fresh Freesia? And we're going to watercolor it again. I know I'm obsessed with watercoloring, and I got to fill up that thing, and I haven't filled it up, and yeah. So I'm thinking of using those two colors, but there's more. I want that color, but I don't have that color. So I'm just looking at what do I have that kind of matches it. That would be a perfect one for the saying, get your ducks in a row, or glad you got your ducks in a row. Yeah. Yeah, I totally get you. Okay, so I think just jade's gonna work. It's not the color, but I think it's gonna work well with what I'm trying to do here. But yeah. But yeah, no, I feel inspired. I feel like the answer to what my spouse told me last night, it totally blew my mind. I couldn't sleep last night. I'm tired, I'm exhausted, but it blew my mind. It gave me the answer to something that's been hanging over me for a long time. And I'm at a stage in my life where I'm already doing YouTube channels. I'm already doing content. This ain't much more of a stretch from there. So, yes, I can do this. Anyway, so I have in mind what I want to use. Probably the same dies I did in the other cards. So, pretty much these two same dies. But I'm also going to stamp a hello, as I should. So let me get the stamping done now, because once I got watercoloring happening, it's going to be a free-for-all mess in here. But yeah, I am feeling super inspired. Because another thing I thought about, because last night I really couldn't sleep last night. I was thinking about, it's like, how am I going to do this new channel? I'm so excited, I'm inspired, I got to do this. But then the thought was like, do I take time to find my story that I have written somewhere? Or or it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be from the beginning of what I've written already. It could just start somewhere. Start with wherever I'm at now and start putting it out there. So I'm thinking of just doing that. Like, what I've learned with psychology and that, waiting gets nowhere. It's really take a leap, dive in somewhere. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be freaking awesome. Just make it authentic and unique and just go for it. So that's what I'm thinking. And I'm thinking a combination of journal stuff, a little bit like how this kitty does life is more short form rantings and, you know, thoughts about life. I'm thinking of the new channel to be a little more long form, which is nice to do. I haven't really done that in a long time. So there we go. Yes, I hear footsteps. Somebody has emerged. And there's doodles everywhere. Alright, I just gotta get this cleaned up because I got water everywhere. We made a mess. Alright. So, I'm still gonna use fresh freesia for this step. I gotta get a drink of water in a moment. I am thirsty. Oh, that's cool. About an app that's called Real Short that they'll pay up to $650 for short stories. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll have to, you know, start playing around somewhere and see what I get into. Seriously, guys, I'm so thirsty. Okay. So this is good. I'm just going to trim that down and put that somewhere safe. Because once we get wet in here, you know, we ain't getting back to this. There we go. Nice little half banged up piece, but that's okay. Alright, so then I gotta grab some watercolor paper for real. I got cables tied to me. I got problems here. Alright, so let's see what we got to work with. We've got these. We've got that. We've got that. Alright, let's see what's possible. Let me find the dies that I've been working with. So one of them is the flower one, so that works. The other one is tucked away, of course it is. Let me find it. Oh, let's see, where's the sunshine vibes? There she is. There we go. Got these pieces. I'm going to use both of them. So I like what I have going on. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll work on those 2 slips. Awesome. Okay, so that piece is going away. Alright, so then we're going to put away the good stuff. We're going to get these out. Get that out. Bring in the paper. Now we're going to get wet here. Because this needs a little bit of water, and I was not prepared. I'm going to try to pour some in. I'll probably get myself wet. Hey, I did it! I actually did it without getting myself wet. Because I really like the spritzer thing. I have to get more of these sometime. Because people even put ink in here. Mixed with water. It's actually really cool. Oh, it's nice and cold too. Alright, we're going to start with the fresh freesia. And then we're going to swap to the Just Jade. Just Jade. Okay, let me double check the side that I want. I don't even know which side's which. Alright. Just going to grab the little brush because it's my preference. Now that I have the big brushes, I'm like, I get the little brushes. They're much more nicer to work with. I have to add some more water. Actually, no, there's water. It's just, I usually soak it some more. That's where I'm all confused. Oh, have fun at Home Depot, Amanda. I just want some really good color on this. Because I'll be die cutting later or probably tomorrow. I say tomorrow, but it'll probably be tonight. A a flowery thing. Just want a little more color on it. There we go. I'm happy with that. Okay. So the next is Just Jade. I'm going to use the same brush because I really don't care. I like to mix it up. Get some generous water on there. Whoops, got things falling over. So let's just jade it up. Oh, there we go. I like having a little more water on it. It might pick up some of that pink, but that's okay. I'm totally cool with that. And whatever's on the table. Okay, there we go. That looks pretty good. Just want a bunch of ink on there. And then same thing with this side. Not sure which side's which, but we'll roll with it. Wet that really good. Grab some more ink. And same thing. This is a great technique if you want to do die cuts, but you don't have the exact cardstock color, but you want to replicate it in a light, pastel-y look. This is a great way to do it. Just grab some watercolor paper and have at it. So there we go. We are done for tonight. That's all we're going to get into because I got to let these guys dry and I got to clean that brush. And you can see how dark that color really is actually. Anyway, so then part of our card is here. I think those colors are going to look really good. For a flower thing, we've got a nice hello. So, Evelyn's finally getting around to installing the ugliest waterfall faucet. You'll have to send me a picture of it. Anyways, and with that, friends, I'm gonna go. Have a great night. Thanks for watching. And please subscribe and check me out again. Bye.